What is this? A correction for ants? Yeah, Bitcoin finally corrected yesterday after straight up parabolic movements since the middle of December. Is Bitcoin going to hodl above 30K and continue the run? Well, strap in, take notes, and listen hard. We're going to try to answer that question and more because it's time for Chico Crypto. It's hard to imagine only 2 weeks ago I still had long hair and was cutting it on the live stream when BTC officially cracked 20K. And today, even with the correction, we have pushed back above 30K. But the recent run peak was about 35K. Remember, I'm growing out this beard until 100K. So we got to 35% of the way there into just 1 week of 2021. If Bitcoin continues at this rate, I'll be shaving my beard by mid-year. But if we look at the past and the run which happened in 2017, Bitcoin may be due for a bigger correction. So back in early December 2016 to early January, Bitcoin had a very similar pump percentage-wise. As we can see, the price went from about $750 to getting near $1,200 in January 2017. Its previous all-time high set in the last run, 2013-2014. This was a percentage increase of about 60%. And this run, from the same exact dates, December 8th to January 4th, we pumped from about 19,200 to an official daily close of about 33,000, a percentage increase of about 71%. Why so similar? Now, as we can see back in January 2017, after January 4th, a correction came. Kind of like what we are experiencing now. Now, let's expand it out about a week. The 2017 chart. Bitcoin dipped to just above where it started, about $780, losing all its gains. So if things stay the same, this means we have a bigger correction coming that could last up to a week and take Bitcoin down to the low 20Ks. So do I think this is going to happen? That correction? Well, you got to understand who is running the leverage game nowadays. It used to be BitMEX, but since they got hit and hit hard by the regulators, Binance is now the number one. And yesterday, from that drop, they racked up over $190 million notional value in long liquidations in just 10 minutes. A sweet payday, and it will be even more if more rugs are pulled. Why? Well, look at the chart. From the 14th to yesterday, there is so much opportunity to liquidate those who have went long. At 30K, 26K, shoot, even at 22K. But it may not happen next week like back in the past. It may happen later, as there may be more money to be made with shorts. Yesterday through today, the big exchanges and whales, they are seeing how this correction plays out. As going to BYBT.com and its liquidation data, we can see over 24 hours yesterday, there was still over 110 million in short liquidations, just on that tiny little rebound back above 30K. So what do I personally think if I had to guess? What's going to happen in the next week? Well, the opportunity to pull off a final reckoning before turning full-on bullish for the year is closing in. And if you pull out the liquidation charts for all exchanges, you can see there isn't billions of dollars worth of shorts across leveraged exchanges going down like longs. Or we would see a big red bar being just as big as those green bars on the way up to 30K. You don't, because people aren't crazy shorting Bitcoin at the beginning of bullish cycles. And then just look at the stock market. There is profit taking happening across the board in every asset after an insane year. And then this kind of pump and then early January cool off happens every year with stonks, and then it usually drifts into Bitcoin. We know it happened in December 2016 to January 2017. It then happened December 2017 to January 2018. Also in December 2018 to January 2019. The only year it didn't do it, December 2019 to January 2020. Last year, but 3 out of the 4 years we have dove in early January. So that means, yes, I do think another correction is coming. The bounce yesterday was just that, a dead cat bounce, to sucker in a few more longers before we crash again. It could have happened already, it could still come. I might be completely wrong. That's why I don't leverage trade. But damn, Chico, why you so bearish? Well, I'm not. I hodl, because if things are to be the same, doesn't matter if a big correction comes like in early 2017. Expanding out that chart after the big crash in January, Bitcoin rebounded. And then, many of you remember you were a part of this run. Bitcoin went parabolic throughout 2017 on the way to the peak at the end of the year. And then the fallback earlier in the year, January, you can barely see it on the chart. So what this means is opportunities are abundant in the crypto markets right now. Of course, like my video showed yesterday, Ethereum and its DeFi ecosystem is the most used and nothing else compares. Thus, it's a focus of mine. But there is an issue, aka scaling, aka gas fees, aka making most dApps unusable. But this means those who help solve that big issue of the most used change might just be able to swallow up some of these 2021 bullish gains. And if you didn't know, the layer 2 wars are about to heat up and heat up big time. And there is an opportunity right now with one of them from a dApp, Synthetix, as yesterday the block dropped that they plan to go live on a preliminary mainnet on January 15th. Only in a short 10 days, and I think the rollout of this might build up much hype. There is a plan to do it, I think. Why? Well, January 1st, co-founder and CEO of Synthetix, Kane Warwick, tweeted that he would be going on a 2-week break, aka coming right back before the prelim mainnet with Optimism. And methinks there is going to be some sort of involvement with Coinbase, with the mainnet, as their Coinbase wallet supported the testnet, of which Synthetix was the main feature of. And going into the block's article, they said, on application, the Coinbase wallet, already accessible via the testnet, is Synthetix Minter staking platform. So if they integrated with the test, I wouldn't doubt they are integrating with the main. So that will be big for Synthetix if the Coinbase wallet supports them. But I have been saying, the Optimism mainnet isn't going to be a full mainnet. As going back to the block's article, on that mainnet drop, they also said, since the mainnet release is preliminary, Optimism cautioned that it could result in outages and bugs. Therefore, the project team will hold the upgrade keys for at least the first 6 months to ensure users' fund safety. Until we relinquish those keys, please do not consider this the full and final system, the Optimism team said. So it will be fully centralized out the gate, and similar to how Amisego went out with their mainnet. Remember the ties between the two? Now just go back to the June of 2020 Amisego going live with their mainnet blog post. They said this: what does this mean for OMG token holders? Well, we can't quite stake yet. In this release, the network remains centralized under Amisego's control using the Proof of Authority consensus algorithm, meaning they have not yet relinquished sole control of the network. This is to keep an eye on the health and stability of the network as it's being used in the real world. They said they would relinquish control. They said it would be decentralized, but that did not happen, and it's the next year. So I hope Rollups isn't another Amisego. But this means opportunity with other layer 2s, and let me tell you, there is a lot. XDAI is one of my favorites, as it's ready right now, and it can scale all dApps right now. And XDAI just recently set a new all-time high for daily transactions, over 150K yesterday. Compared with other live layer 2s, XDAI is smashing. The only live one we can compare it to is Matic, and they are only around 40K. And Matic has 3 times the market cap of XDAI. So to get how big this is, the transactions per day for XDAI, just look at other chains worth billions. Cardano is only putting up just over 12K transactions per day. Polkadot is putting up under 10K. XDAI is the 3rd most active chain with real transactions. There are many using fake transactions. The reality of it is this: Ethereum is number 1 with real transactions. Bitcoin is number 2 real transactions, and XDAI is number 3 real transactions. So in less than 2 weeks, we are going to learn just how big Optimism will be. Some people think it's the death of things like XDAI, and in my opinion, it's only the beginning. Cheers, I'll see you next time.